Maybe he thought he had the gun.
I don't think
this guy's so nuts he thought he had a gun. That's another issue. He should be on that database.
I don't think this guy's a bad guy. Maybe not the smartest guy in the world.
Certainly
but not a bad guy.
I think your assessment there is accurate. Let's talk about an idea in the Boston Globe written about by Scott Lehigh. What if gun owners were required to have liability insurance? Before you can buy a gun or ammunition, you have to get an insurance policy and present proof to the gun shop, gun show dealer, or private seller, eliminating that gun show loophole that exists. You've got to have insurance. It's illegal to sell a firearm or ammunition to anyone who does not show you that they have proper insurance for that type of gun. Now, think about this. A lot of the mentally disturbed that the focus is on who are committing these different public massacres, if their I understand some of the guns weren't theirs. If their families had to buy insurance before getting those guns, a lot of people wouldn't even try because they'd say, I don't want to pay for the insurance. Even if they did, it's hard to imagine a company selling liability insurance for a military-style rifle, like an AR-15, to someone who seems to be troubled. For example, Nancy Lanza. We don't know for sure whether she would have been clearly a troubled individual or not, but hypothetically, if we have this database of mentally ill people. What about that? What about having, think about it. It's not a restriction on freedom because people can get whatever car they want as long as the vehicle is street legal, it conforms to a number of different safety and emissions regulations, the person can afford the insurance on the car, which is based on a number of factors, taking into consideration how likely it is that that car will crash or hurt someone else, as well as the value of the car. Why should there not be gun liability insurance that also is based on, if you've just got a hunting rifle that can fire one round at a time, it's very, very inexpensive, and if you have handguns up to semi-automatics and assault rifles, by their nature, you're going to pay more for liability insurance. What do you think about this?
Well, in some states, you don't need car insurance. But that aside.
In a couple states, you don't.
That aside, I don't think this is the right way to go about facing this problem.
Okay.
I mean, it just seems kind of like it's too easy and it won't solve the problem. All you're doing is increasing fees, basically. And this is what Romney did in Massachusetts. I don't think it curbed gun ownership and the purchasing of guns. I just don't see how this works. I mean, people who really want these guns,
but doesn't it make sense?
People who really want these guns are still going to be paying for this, and it really just sounds more like a way to, as a method of income than a way to curb violence.
Natan, what do you think?
I think it's a pretty sweet way of deterring people from using guns, because if I think that common sense would dictate, we would need to see a study done on this, that if someone has liability insurance taken out on a gun, they're going to be more hesitant to maybe even carry it. And then even if they are carrying it, to use it, because they know that there's going to be a serious repercussion.
There's going to be, hey, the same way you get an insurance adjuster, if your house is broken into or you have a car crash or whatever, if you use that gun, there's not only going to be a legal repercussion, you've got that adjuster. Wait a second, hold on. We insure you only if you're using the weapon in legally approved ways and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And how exactly was this gun? Explain to us again what happened, and let's have an actual investigation. This might be a way to leverage for-profit insurance companies to do something good, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if complicating things is what we're trying to do here.
Okay.
Let me tell you one thing. Massachusetts has a flat state income tax of 5.3%. I disagree with a flat tax of any kind. How about we make that a more progressive tax system and get the remaining funds that we would need from this tax, from taxing the insurance?
I just, like I said, I don't think complicating things and making people pay money is a solution to this problem by any means. And if it were, it would be a fraction of the solution.
I don't think this is a single shot solution, for lack of a better term, but I present it and I'm kind of playing devil's advocate with it. You tell me what you think. Let's take a break. Please join us on Facebook, facebook.com/David Pakman Show. We'll take a break. We'll talk about Republican scientists and evolution next, and a lot more stuff, so please do stay tuned.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.